Hello everyone, my name is Masterofroflness and welcome to some more Halo Wars 2. Today we got the first time I ever tried to do Blitz Firefight. So what you're going to see right now is probably a lot more sloppy play, a lot more, I guess, confusion and misunderstanding of the mechanics of Blitz Firefight. However, I'm not going to get completely stomped in this one, so it's not going to be like a 5-minute video, so to speak. It's just sort of like, I could have done a lot better in this one than in comparison to the later firefight video. We were able to get 2 firefight videos. Granted, if I had lost like way earlier, then I would have been able to definitely go out of my way and get like more games out. It's just like I survived for so long that I guess I just ended up only playing 2 games. So this is a big mistake that I made. I just left Zone B and I didn't understand the whole like I guess meter or whatever. So basically I just gave up Zone B and then Zone C, which allowed, you know, the AI to sort of like dominate briefly. Now there's 1%, and this will this problem will be exacerbated more and more. I guess now that I've already talked about Blitz mode and Blitz Firefight, I can get on to, I guess, the really nitty-gritty of Halo Wars 2, and that would be I suppose the strengths of Halo Wars 1, and then the weaknesses of Halo Wars 1, and how Halo Wars 2 improves upon that, or maybe does not do anything to improve upon the formula, whether it be flawed or strong. So, I think right off the bat, Halo Wars should be interpreted as a simple RTS game. I know a lot of people, including myself, were kind of hoping for free base building and for the ability to just like play this game like Age of Empires but with Halo. That's not gonna happen. It's unfortunate, but I think if you're going to sell this on console and you're going to sell this onto the PC, it just can't work out like a traditional RTS game. There are people who still defend the RTS wheel in games like Universe at War, Realer 3 for the Xbox and PS3 and all that stuff. I gotta say, it's stupid, and it's always been stupid, so I'm glad that Halo Wars 2 and Halo Wars 1 does not use these shortcuts to constructing buildings and stuff for RTS on the console. So overall, I do praise Halo Wars 2 for continuing to stick with that, but sometimes a part of me does think that maybe there should be like a separate PC version, Xbox version, but that could maybe like create some tension where, oh hey, what is the superior version of the PC or the Xbox and that sort of stuff. And to us, yeah, you know, in terms of content, I mean, not in terms of content, in terms of control and micro and stuff like that, the PC is superior. But you don't want to give like less content to the console guys, which I feel like if you had free base building, that would be the case. Right now I'm just taking care of some Forerunners, just kicking some butt, chewing some bubblegum, all that stuff. But I think like in terms of working off of the stuff that Halo Wars 1 set out, like the fact that the bases are kind of connected into little like mega blocks, so to speak, I find it still enjoyable to like plop down bases and stuff, especially in the campaign mode where I was able to just like build a base, and it was just as easy as Halo Wars 1. I kind of this is a little bit funny, the drop pod dropped onto my Hellbringer, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I did also have another retard moment later on into this game, but I'll show that off later, or it'll be shown off later and shit like that. Anyway, I kind of expected there to be more building diversity, but I guess right now for what it is, it's fine. The biggest problem I sometimes have when looking at Halo Wars 2 is the fact that unit diversity is basically just anti-personal, anti-vehicle, and then core units and support units and all that stuff. So it's not as complex as some other RTS games in terms of their unit diversity, which is a little bit unfortunate to say the least. I kind of would like it if there were a lot more choices, or at least the units did certain things that made them not fall into those archetypes, because once you fall into anti-personal, anti-vehicle, and then core unit, it just sort of gets boring, the gameplay. I guess it spices it up with the leader powers, and maybe, you know, right now currently Atriox and Cutter, because we've already seen them in the beta and stuff like that, we don't really see what the other leaders have access to. Which begs the question, when they end up selling new leaders, because they do want to do that, they want to sell more leaders later down the line in Halo Wars 2's development, how are they going to be balanced? I mean, these unique units that the leaders could get, as well as unique powers and stuff like that, and especially for Blitz Firefight, or not Blitz Firefight, but Blitz mode, where the leaders have like unique specific cards attached to them. I just hope that it just doesn't become like some other RTS games like Company of Heroes, where they sell a overpowered faction for real life money, and then afterwards finally balance it out after they got the initial sales out of the way. So I hope they don't go through that process. Maybe leaders can be sold in packs so that it's not too much of a problem.
There's going to be a reckoning.
But I don't know, the unit diversity has always been a little bit lackluster in my opinion with Halo Wars 1. And then Halo Wars 2 is sort of like the same. I guess like, however, maybe like I was about to say, the unique leaders fix that issue up with the unique powers and unique units and stuff. I just hope that when they bring in more exotic leaders, they don't, I guess, waste everybody's time and like playing with the old leaders, and then they're forced to like play with the new guys. That'd be a little bit unfortunate. One thing that I also have a little bit of a complaint about, I love that overkill, is the fact that I feel like the camera is a little bit too zoomed in some cases. The unit models are very big, and because they're increasing the unit scale even more, I feel like there needs to be more of a zoom out option. So maybe like increase the camera zoom out by about maybe, I don't know, 20%, not maybe 15% actually, 10%. But just like increase the camera zoom out, because right now it does seem like it's very zoomed in and stuff. There are some obvious problems I also have in terms of like clutter. Like these cards are really big. They shouldn't really be that big. I think you can make the UI a little bit cleaner, but it's obviously a work in progress. Control wise, I did say already, like key binding, so there's that to get out of the way. So I guess like that would be like the core of my problems with Halo Wars 2 coming down the line, would be the lackluster selection of units that do unique things. And then afterwards we get into the problem of when we do have more exotic units and more exotic leaders, what will end up happening is maybe it's possible that these leaders will be unbalanced right off the get-go, and in that case that's not really good. But then again, I don't know, maybe I guess when it came to Halo Wars 1, it ended up becoming like cases where you have people like mass spam certain armies because of balance. So maybe if you balance it out so that Hellbringers, they're very tanky so that they can't be sniped by certain individual units, that makes it so that you can't, I guess what was it, do too well with a mass spam of one particular force or two particular forces, because you can have like one unit type that just completely shreks everything, like the Scarab for example, or you can have like counters that are so strong to the point where if you spam out those two individual units, that could be a problem. Or you could just make splash damage become a super thing, and maybe make abilities that change up how the unit functions, maybe even upgrades. There's actually a lot of units in Halo Wars 2. It's just only a portion of them I think are used for multiplayer. And then I think the vast majority of the units that you'll see that do different things, like for example, Extractor Marines. I don't think you're going to see Extractor Marines in the multiplayer games. You're going to see them like in Blitz mode. So actually, I guess Extractor Marines are probably a unique unit. I mean, not a unique unit for a leader. So you will see Extractor Marines in the multiplayer. But I'm kind of like, when I want like more diverse unit rosters, I kind of want them to be part of every single faction's roster instead of one leader or two leaders, you know. Granted, I'm not very well versed in the canon to know if there are certain units or like vehicles and army units that actually operate on that basis. But I don't know. What do I fucking know? But yeah, those are my ultimate problems. The reason why I asked for units to be more diverse than just being anti-personnel, anti-vehicle is because it just gets stale. That's really about it. And then it becomes one or two units you just spam out and then you just A move. You don't want that in an RTS game. That's how like the new RTS games like Grey Goo and Active Russian just die. In terms of Blitz mode, I think it's fine. It's just like card placement is a little bit awkward, and definitely balance in terms of like how you gather up cards and you know, the monetary like aspect of it, like how expensive are cards and stuff like that. Besides that, I think the gameplay is actually solid. Maybe diversifying the waves a little bit more so you have to deal with the banished or maybe flood or blah blah blah. Maybe changing up the modifiers a little bit more. I don't know. One thing that I was really like hoping the AI developers would confirm when I talked to them over in Seattle was the fact that would Halo Wars 2 have modding? Because if it did have modding, then we could see the longevity of Halo Wars 2 being extended quite a bit, maybe more so than its predecessor. But they said that it's on a case of if people want to have it, then we'll introduce it, which is unfortunate to say the least. But I understand some of their reasons for why they're not going to ship out modding right away. I just hope that they include it later on. And also a lobby browser. That's something that I also want for the PC version at least, so that what was it? Let's say I'm by myself, right? But I want to play a bunch of custom games, but I don't have any friends to do it. I can just join a random lobby that's open to the public and stuff like that. I think that's lobby browsers are wonderful. Like you can just have private custom games where you crank up the population to like ludicrous amounts, or you have like different modifiers that make your game really fucking stupid. But then you just play with a bunch of randos, right? Because you just joined their lobby. That's all. Unless they don't want you to join their lobby, then that's fine. I finally used the Vulture missile ability here. I never used it because it's so slow to activate. I think it needs to be tweaked out a little bit so that the fire is a little bit faster. Now here's my brilliant idea. I'm gonna go get my ass into the spawning pool or whatever of the blue AI over here and just sort of chill out. My vultures are in the back. They're gonna do fuck all, right? So here we go. The wave starts and I'm like, oh, I have the perfect army, and I'm nope. I keep thinking Mac Blast will like destroy my army, and yeah, they would. So I'm losing units right here because they're spawning in with a bunch of randos, right? And also on top of that, these guys can out heal the damage I'm putting out, so that is unfortunate to say the least. It was really not worth it. It was really dumb. I can't believe I did that. Don't do that. Do not spawn camp the AI. It just doesn't work out. Do choke points, but don't spawn camp the AI. Kodiak's over there just chilling. By the way, a lot of people were expecting the Cobra to come back into Halo Wars 2 and stuff like that. I think it's coming back, but in the form of a leader. That's probably going to be the case. Same with the Mantis, same with all these other things.
Calculating trajectories. Receive, over.
But I guess those are my overall concerns, right? Just staleness of the multiplayer, lobby browser to make it so that you can get into lobbies without having the need to have like friends and stuff like that, and you can meet new friends and shit, or you can just like join a random lobby and stuff. Maybe quick match for custom games, modding support, more zoom out of the camera. That's really about it, really. In terms of like hard things that I have a problem with, I couldn't really get a look at the multiplayer, like what it looks like after the changes they made to like the latest beta and stuff. In fact, that beta wasn't even the legitimate version of the multiplayer, so there is that. What else? Really? That's about it. I think Halo Wars 2 is doing damn good. Obviously I want a third faction. Obviously I want more leaders. But I think right now, work with what you have. Make that as polished as possible, right? Don't have any stupid imba shit going on, right? And then afterwards, expand upon the factions, right? I think that's expand upon like the game by introducing more factions and leaders. I think people keep asking for more and more, but then they don't ask the question of, hey, should we ask for more and more? And that's the big kicker there. Alright, Mac Blast right over there. Come on. This is a Charo. This is a really hard game to do a pre-recorded footage for. Same with RTS games in general. Like I do not like doing post commentary for RTS games. I like doing direct capture. Okay, we're gonna get on to the next video because this is split into 2 parts. So, All right, there we go. So, yeah, that's about it. It's a pretty short list, actually. I know a lot of people complain about on the last beta the leaders for the banished, but they can probably work on the leaders for the banished to make them a lot more fleshed out and stuff. Maybe have it so that it is like the old Halo Wars where you have like an overpowered leader, but not too overpowered. I don't think anybody wants to see the fucking Arbiter come back and just annihilate everything, but like, you know, I'm down with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with maybe making the banished leaders a little bit more unique when you can summon them onto the battlefield. That would be very interesting, actually. I would like to see that. Just not too balanced to the point where we get like the 2.0 of Halo Wars 2 again. I mean, Halo Wars again. That was stupid.
Yes, sir. Wave cleared. Vulture is a go.
I'm not really sure what else people were complaining about. They were complaining about the 2 resource system. It's pretty dumb. What else? I'm trying to remember people's complaints about Halo Wars 2 in the beta and trying to see if like this version of the game sort of fixes those issues. But I don't know, a lot of people complain about the cartoony art style. That's not something I'm really interested in. Also, I don't really see it right here. Max blast right over there. Always gotta be careful of that shit. By the way, I still don't know what extractor marines do. I don't know, and I have them in my deck. I tried asking the developer, and they were like, "I don't know as well." And I'm like, "Okay, this is where I'm at life."
New wave approaching.
There's where I get my Warthog idea. Look at that. I'm learning. I'm fucking learning. Yeah, I'm really excited to see like the game in its full glory once it's finally out. Once, well, not when it's finally out, but when we're finally able to see the legitimate version of the multiplayer, the version of the multiplayer people want to see, which would be, of course, the competitive side of it, the one where we don't have to worry about cards and stuff. Though granted, I will still play Blitz probably on release, because Blitz is actually kind of fun. I like the movement of the Cyclops. It's actually really good. And that'll be actually just a draw because I see some Hellbringers as well. I guess the AI can randomly drop in units. God, I just love the graphics of this game as well. They're pretty good.
Here to deal out some punishment.
But yeah, this is the problem with like having most of the complaints on the game be about aesthetics. I can't really talk about it. Man, I failed 2D art, alright? He gave me a C because he was very nice. And I laughed at his jokes and did everything, alright? My professor had every single right to just send me back all the way to the beginning of my oh god, please, Vulture, I love you. There we go. He had every right to fail me, but you know what, I gotta see. And this is why I'm bad at art. I'm just like, okay. Also, I haven't been like a huge Halo fan in a while. Granted, I guess with that new Xbox Everywhere Play system, and the fact that they will probably release the next Halo on PC, I guess I will play the new Halos at some point. Granted, I've heard that Halo 5's campaign is like 3 hours long, so I think only Halo 4 is the new one. I gotta get Gears 4 though. Holy shit, that game looks awesome. I've just been playing Dead Rising 2 in my off time, that is. So far, I've also heard a lot of backlash on card packs. Now, again, I'm okay with card packs as long as they don't impact the main multiplayer of the game, and they don't. So, I think, like, complaints against the card packs are a little bit unfounded.
Zone B contested.
Alright, so, this is where we're gonna get fucked. Because I'm not able to keep up the momentum of units coming in, and then energy needs and all that stuff. I wish I had the shrapnel ability for the scorpions. That'd be really cool. I'm also not sucking up that energy over there. Look at that energy! Suck it up, dumbass! You know, the mouses that they gave us to play this this game were pretty small. I used the M7 Thor by Gigabyte. It's really nice, very fitting mouse. Like the ones that we got were like super tiny. Like I had to just scrunch up the mouse and just like beep 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 beep. Like I don't have big hands, but I felt like my hands were big, which improves my self-esteem by quite a bit, but not in the ways that you would expect. Well, maybe in the ways you would expect. Spartans just gonna get fucked by nature.
Count on it, sir. We are go.
You know what would be cool? To customize the individual weapons on a Marine, so that some of them have rocket launchers, some of them have Spartan lasers, blah blah blah. Actually, Spartan lasers for Spartans. Well, I don't care. You know, just customize the weaponry. I think it would be cool. But then I don't know. Anyway, my little convoy over here is just blasting away at these vultures. I don't know if this is gonna be the final balance though. It's pretty easy to kill units in this game actually. It's kind of weird. Pretty squishy. This vulture, I can't fire at it, so I'm just gonna go like, okay, that happened. What am I supposed to do, you know?
Running estimates.
Got some pests need exterminating, sir. I need repairs ASAP. Ready to do what needs to be
Yeah, I
done.
guess the more extravagant units like the Grizzly, the Siphon Marines, not the Siphon Marines, the Extractor Marines and all that shit are probably going to be unique units.
Ready to serve.
Did Aatrox have jump pack boots as like a core unit or as a unique unit? It's probably a unique unit. I can't imagine the jump pack boots in the new Shipmaster Elite Leader.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
He's probably gonna have like something to do with ships. However, I think he's going to be like an air-focused general. But they had like 3 types. They had like area denial and then area reclaim and all this other shit.
Zone B contested.
Dumping my scorpion in there, not a smart idea. Nope. Feels bad, man. Wasn't able to get top. No, you fool! You're going to get blown up. Yes, you okay. Goodbye. And this is where it's just over. Should have just cycled more and more, actually. Watching this is kind of painful because I'm like I could have survived a lot longer had I just cycled, but I just don't.
Just give me an order, sir. I'm being pestered by ground troops. Limbering up.
No, please. Please, Roflmasterscave! Yeah, okay, there we go.
Energy dropped.
What I should have done at this point was probably,
It needed some big
yeah, this is pretty, grim, actually. What I should have done was keep this guy back and wait until he fully heals up, but it's whatever.
And we are go.
Ready when you are,
Should have just
sir.
cycled over and over again until I got, like, scorpions, and then afterwards, moved out with a huge armor column.
On the way.
Honestly, there were times when I could have definitely cycled my cards to get like something that's focused on air, something that's focused on armor and stuff like that. It wastes like 5 energy, but I had like 340, so I should at least like, you know, instead of like spending resources to get a unit I don't need, I should spend resources to get what I definitely need.
Taking them to school, sir.
Like, look at that. If I had more scorpions, this would be easy. And then this happened, and then I'm like, okay, well, I guess now I should just, like, kill myself because that just happened. Suppose we have a warthog. And this just I feel like Blitz Firefight is one of those modes where if once it snowballs, your ass is practically grass, dude. There's a jackrabbit over there, the new scout for the UNSC.
Zone B lost.
I don't think they ever had mongooses in Halo Wars.
Zone A contested.
Oh, well, I forgot. There we go. Boom, baby.
Chill test.
So this is where I go full retard. I'm like, oh, I gotta spawn units, but it's too late. There's too many units on the field. There's no way for me to get 2 spots at once. I'm gonna spawn units, but it's gonna be like derp derp.
10-4, over.
And yep, here we go. 97, 98, 99, 100 Dorino. And then defeat right there. Again, this mode does get dull because of the lack of banish, so I think that should be rectified. Anyway, that's my score. I will see you guys next time, Areno. Bye.